First of all, let me apologise for my hair. I had to wash it this morning and I don't have a hairdryer kicking around, so I thought I'll just wear it down and let it air dry while I put my video together. Hey, why not? So if you're following my Sleep Problems in the Dark series, you will notice that last night I woke myself up by having what I think is a really good idea. Therefore, I'm going to use this time to try and put that together. This video is going to focus on whether or not you should tell your doctor or GP that you are having counselling or therapy. Some things in the therapeutic world are a little bit complicated to get your head around. So the reason this video is going to be different is because I'm going to attempt to draw some stuff to help explain what my stance is on this topic, and then you can tell me whether or not you find that approach more useful than me just simply talking. Let's give it a go. Okay, I'm quite excited because I think I've found a setup that's actually going to make this possible. So first of all, I want you to imagine this scenario like a triangle. I'll put you at the top because ultimately this exercise is about you improving your mental health. So in this scenario, there are two routes for this. So you can enlist the help of a counsellor / therapist, or you could enlist the help of a GP or doctor. If you were considering ways in which you can improve your mental health, these are the two options in this scenario. Now, in the middle of the triangle, I'm going to put your mind, which is like a symbol for the goal. So the goal is to work on your mind, your mental health, your feelings, your emotions, whatever it is that isn't working, okay? So that's the format that we're going to explain this principle with. A therapist or counsellor is going to approach your mind from a therapeutic perspective. Meaning that they're going to talk to you to work out what's going on, what's wrong, why things are the way they are, what's happened in the past. They're going to use all sorts of theoretical ideas to try to help you make sense of everything and ultimately seek the improvements that you're looking for. Whereas a GP or a doctor is going to approach your mind from a medical perspective. So they're going to look at how they can give you medicine to alleviate the symptoms of the emotional feelings that you're experiencing. So essentially, they're going to come at you from two very different perspectives. Sometimes you might decide to work on your mental health all by yourself. Sometimes you might decide to enlist the help of a counsellor or a therapist, and sometimes you might decide to work with a GP or a doctor. Sometimes, however, you might decide that you want the help of both the counsellor and the doctor. You're never obligated to tell the counsellor that you're on medication from the GP, and you're never obligated to tell the GP that you're in counselling. But in this video, I want to explain to you why it might be a good idea for each of those people to know that the other person is in the loop. If you are working with a counsellor and you appear to be making progress, but the counsellor doesn't know that the GP is in the loop, they might not realise that there is medicine or medical alternatives that are having an impact on your mental health. Thus, they will think that the reason that you're making progress is solely based on the counselling or therapy that they're doing with you, and therefore they would be misinformed. Equally, if you were working with your GP and the GP didn't know that the counsellor was part of the process, and the GP saw an improvement in your mental health, they might think that it is solely based on the effects of the medicine and not realise that the counsellor is also having an input in why things are changing for you. Effectively, by not telling either person in these two corners of the triangle that the other person exists, means that those two people, if they notice changes, positive or negative, aren't going to understand fully why those changes are occurring, Therefore, they will be misinformed when they go on to help you further. So in that scenario, you would have the GP almost working in one direction, and you would have the therapist working in another direction. And you could find that the way in which they're approaching your mental health doesn't necessarily work in harmony with one another. So if you do decide that you want to create a inclusive triangle and make it known to both people that the other exists, then they can be working fully informed with all the knowledge of what's happening in terms of your mental health, so that every decision this person makes is made with the awareness that there is the counselling and therapeutic support, and every decision that this person makes is making that decision based on the fact that they know that there is medicine in your system, or that there is medical intervention, or that there is a GP involved in decisions surrounding your mental health. When I make any big decision, I normally carry out a pros and cons checklist just to see whether or not I'm making the right decision and can weigh up my options. So in this scenario, the pros and cons of telling both your counsellor and your doctor that one another exists are going to be as follows. So the biggest pro in this scenario is that both professionals will stay fully informed. If either person is having to make a decision or analysis around your mental health, they will know all of the facts before doing so. The biggest con is that admitting that you are receiving therapeutic help or that you're on medication for mental health issues can feel really uncomfortable. I think it's really important to remember at this stage that the professionals that we've discussed so far, so the therapist and the GP, are brought into this situation with the goal of helping you improve your mental health. So although you might find it uncomfortable to share that information, they will probably be happy that you have told them and be able to give you a better level of care and better support your mental health if they know it. So if you can push past that discomfort, it brings you back over here to them being fully informed. Some people might not know how to bring that up in conversation and find it very challenging. So let's put that down as a con, not knowing. In that scenario, it's quite common that a therapist will do some kind of assessment on a first session whereby they will ask for any medical history, giving you an opportunity to either write it down or discuss it with them. And they will also hold reviews with you throughout the work when you might want to bring up any changes. This would be a prime time to do that. Equally, it's quite common for a therapist to either suggest or make available to you the service of letting your GP know that counselling is part of the process and that you are engaging in it, and they can just simply write a letter on your behalf. So in both situations, for both parties knowing about the other, there are provisions for that within the therapeutic sessions. So again, that can link over here that a pro is that the therapist provides opportunities for this information to be shared. So equally, I'm sure in this day and age you could probably tell your GP something like this via email so that you don't physically have to have the conversation if you find the idea of it too uncomfortable. I think my final pro in this scenario would be that it grows your support network. So the more people that you have in your loop helping you to improve your mental health, the more supported you're going to feel, which is going to feed into improving your mental health by default. So if you feel that you're surrounded by people that are going to help you, that you've got points of contact for if things aren't going well, then that is a much better scenario to be in than feeling really isolated and alone and that you don't know where to turn. So by encouraging open communication between both parties, you can feel much more held and contained, and that you have somewhere to turn if you need to. Another con, I guess, is that people might not want to have certain information recorded about them, and that might be their reason for not sharing the information. So if we put down here, if I put down a record, so in this situation, it's more than plausible to ask your doctor or your counsellor not to make a written note. So you can say, can I please share some information with you in total confidence? I do not want this to be written down, but I do want to just let you know about it. Is that possible before I share the information with you? So you can check and you can set the boundaries that feel comfortable for you to manage that scenario, so that the person is still being informed, but within the comfort boundaries of what is okay for you. So I'm just going to link that back up to here, because it actually still keeps the person informed, and you might be able to manage that in a way that you are happy with. That was a ton harder than I thought it was going to be. It's like taken me best part of 15 drawings to put that together, but I think it might have worked. In summary, I think open communication between GP and therapist is a really great idea, especially if you are taking mental health medication, for all the reasons just stated. I also fully respect a person's right to make whatever decision is best for them. I just wanted to put this together so that you had an opportunity to consider this decision from a very thought through perspective. If you've liked the way that I've put this video together, then please leave me a comment to tell me what you think, because I'm still quite new to the YouTube scene and I'm still trying to work out the best way to share the information that I've got with the people that are watching it. Your comments go such a long way to helping me shape how this channel is going to unfold, making sure that I'm delivering you the best possible information I can. If you like this video, or at least the attempts I'm making to give you the information I've got, then give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of this information, then subscribe to my channel. I am trying to post a video almost every day at the moment to help put as much content as I can in the right place to get going. If there are any things that you would like me to focus a video on because you think that in the mental health world it's not being addressed, please do let me know, because that's really going to help shape the channel that this becomes. Thanks for watching. See you next time.